Ba-da-bum, 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 ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
All right, Week 9 NFL. It's a Wednesday night late. The Washington Nationals just won the World Series, so congrats to them. But let's get to some football. You get a Thursday night game here, San Francisco at Arizona. 2 weeks ago the Cardinals had two pretty good running backs. Now they just had a trade for Kenyon Drake because Johnson and Edmonds are both hurt. The 49ers, man, jeez, I mean, I was way off. That was one of the three games I got wrong last week. I thought maybe Carolina might pull an upset, but man, the 49ers destroyed them. I guess the 49ers are for real. If they're going to run the ball like that and play defense, they're going to be tough. This will be a good game, but you got to take the 49ers here because they're just on fire right now. But let's go to Sunday. Sunday morning, you get a nice early one in London. The Texans and the Jaguars. The Jaguars are right there. I mean, everybody in the AFC South is all bunched up. You got the Colts are at 5-2, the Texans are at 5-3, and then the Jaguars and Titans are right there at 4-4. So this thing is still up for grabs. I like the Colts ultimately to win the division, but this is going to be a good game here, and Houston better Houston's defense hasn't been playing well, and now they lose J.J. Watt. Houston better be careful here because if they lose this game, they're in trouble. I think the Texans will pull it out. I think they'll rally around Watt being out, and their offense is pretty good. And Deshaun Watson's ridiculous. What a ball player! The guy gets kicked in the face and throws a touchdown pass. That's just that's ridiculous. But he's a great player. But I'll take Houston to win. But that's going to be a good game. You get Washington's at Buffalo now, Sunday regular early games. Washington, D.C. could care less about the Redskins right now. The Nationals are baseball champions. The Redskins are going nowhere. They're probably going nowhere for another 10, 20 years. The Bills, tough loss last week against Philly. They really, didn't play well and got run out of the building. They'll bounce back this week against Washington. Buffalo's looking good for a wild card, but they got to keep picking up these wins. Against hot messes like the Redskins. We'll take Buffalo there. Minnesota at Kansas City. The Vikings offense has been coming on. The Chiefs. I know Mahomes was out the last game, but they have lost at home now to Houston, Indianapolis, Green Bay. Those are all good teams, but the Chiefs can't afford too many more losses here, especially at home. They put themselves in a tough spot here, and again, they really only missed Mahomes for one game, and he might be back this game. But I'm going to take the Chiefs here, but they got to get this win. I'll tell you right now. Let me look at the standings here real quick. The Chiefs are 5-3. Well, they're in such a bad division that they're going to end up winning the division anyway. I was going to say if the Chiefs lose this game, they'd be in danger of missing the playoffs, but not with the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos doing nothing. So, Chiefs, Chiefs will still win the division, but they're going to put themselves in a hole to not get a bye, and this team needs to get a bye if they're going to go to the Super Bowl. They're not winning 3 games in January to get to the Super Bowl. I think they'll get the win against Minnesota this week. But again, that's another good game you got lined up. So, but I'll take the Chiefs. You get the Jets in Miami. You got the ghost hunter Sam Darnold. You got the Dolphins, who were somewhat competitive, at least for a half last week in Pittsburgh. Both these teams are coming in going, well, we should beat this team. I feel like Miami's going to get the win here because it's hard to lose them all, and of course it's the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets, but I'm not because I can't pick an 0-7 team. I can't. Even though they're playing the Jets at home. I'll take the Jets here, but nobody's watching this game, including people in New York and Miami. Chicago at Philly. The Bears, suddenly their offense stinks and their defense stinks. Well, I mean, their offense hasn't been great anyway, but I don't know what the hell's going on with the Bears. The Bears are 3-4. They're in last place right now in the NFC North, nowhere near a playoff spot. You know, again, here's a situation where we'd love for them to beat Philly, but Philly's going to get the win. Let's see here. We got Indianapolis at Pittsburgh. This is a good game. Pittsburgh needs the game to stay in the race here in the AFC. Pittsburgh, you know, I don't know if they're going to get a wild card, but you know, if they could sneak up on Baltimore, maybe they can still win the division. But you know, again, I like the Colts this year. I just like that they've got enough weapons on offense. They've got a good defense. Steelers may or may not be without James Conner, but that's okay. Jalen Samuels is there to pick up the slack. But I don't know if I trust the rookie quarterback here in a big spot against a quality opponent. I know they're on the road, but I'm going to take the Colts. And then you get Tennessee's at Carolina. I don't know what happened to Carolina last week. I really don't. I mean, you know, again, the Niners are good. You know, I just... And still, McCaffrey still gets like 30 fantasy points, which is crazy. Well, he had 25, but whatever he had. He still had a big game, even though they lost 51-13. I'm going to take Carolina to bounce back and win here, but I'm not confident in the pick. I don't trust Tennessee to do anything. You know, but they'll somehow finish 8-8 and not make the playoffs. But we'll take Carolina in this game. Sunday afternoon late games, you get in Detroit at Oakland. The Lions, you know, again, they're kind of floating around here in the NFC North. You know that tie to start the season has really hurt them. You know, they're only a game back in the loss column with the Vikings, but you know, 3-1. You know, they got to start winning these games. I don't know, man. I feel like Oakland's going to win this game here. You know, this could be a nice shootout game. I'll take the Raiders here, but you know, these are two kind of middle of the road team. But I'll take the Raiders at home because you know they're running out of games there in Oakland, so people get fired up for those last few games when they move to Vegas. Let's see, you got Tampa Bay at Seattle. Jameis Winston's a turnover machine, but then he's also getting the ball to Mike Evans, which I like because I own Mike Evans in 2 fantasy leagues. But the Seahawks are the better team. I mean, come on. I mean, you know, Winston will turn the ball. Winston's not going to be able to handle noise in Seattle. Seattle win that game easy. Cleveland at Denver. The Browns. I mean, what a disappointment, the Browns. I know that's a stretch because they've been disappointing for almost 30 years now. But, you know, in Denver, again, I don't understand why their record is so bad. I mean, they're not a great team, but, you know, they're 2-6. I mean, they've got players on offense. I mean, I know Flacco's getting old. He's not going to play this week, but I'm just surprised their record is as bad as it is. But, you know, on paper you would say Cleveland's going to win this game going against a backup quarterback, but I'm not confident in Cleveland to do anything right now. To be quite honest with you, but I don't know how to I'm going to take the Broncos here. That's probably a bad pick, but I think somehow they're gonna run. You know, New England ran all over Cleveland last week. You know, the Broncos have a good running game. You know, they'll play close to the vest with the rookie quarterback, backup quarterback, whatever. And Cleveland's just sloppy enough to lose a game like this. So I'll take Denver here. But again, these two teams are going nowhere. And you get Green Bay at the Chargers. You know, Chargers. You know, again, they win games that you think they're going to lose. They lose games that you think they're going to win. They're 3-5. They're hanging on by a thread. They got to get this win if they're going to stay in the division race because they're not getting a wild card. But Green Bay's just, Green Bay's one of the top two teams in the NFC right now. Them in New Orleans, you got to say they're the two best teams in the NFC right now. And, the Chargers don't have a home field advantage. The Packers have Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to take Green Bay. Then you get Sunday night, New England and Baltimore. Baltimore is the last hope in the AFC to keep New England out of the Super Bowl. I mean, listen, it was supposed to be the Chiefs. Mahomes got hurt. They've lost a couple of games at home. They've dug themselves a hole as far as playoff positioning is concerned. Baltimore is the only team that could possibly beat New England in the playoffs right now. I can't see any other team going into New England and having a chance to win. And listen, it's not like Baltimore's got a great chance to win. And this will be a good game. But Baltimore's got to take it to them early because you wouldn't be surprised if New England comes out 14-0 in this game and then Baltimore gets out of the game and Lamar Jackson starts making mistakes and then everyone not playing well and then not doing what they're capable of doing and then it gets away from them. But if Baltimore can come out there and jump on them early, then we might have a ball game. And again, they're the only team left in the AFC that can possibly take out New England. I mean, New England's going to win the game tonight, the Sunday night. Again, if I'm not picking an 0-7 team to win, I'm not picking an 8-0 team to lose. At least not yet, anyway. So I'll take New England, but hopefully that'll be a good game and hopefully give some people some hope for people that don't want to see New England in the Super Bowl again. Because again, Baltimore's the only hope. And then you get your Monday night game. You get the Cowboys at the Giants. Cowboys coming off a bye. The Giants are sloppy, but they can move the ball. Daniel Jones is putting up good fantasy numbers, which I'm a little surprised he's able to do that this early, especially with all the injuries the Giants have had at receiver, and Saquon being out a couple of weeks. So I'll tip my hat to the Giants here. They're not as disgusting as I thought they were going to be. The Redskins are handling that role quite nicely. But of course, the Cowboys are going to win this game. But we might be in for another one of those ridiculous Cowboy games where it's like it might be a struggle. But hopefully it's not. Hopefully we just go out there and take care of business because we got to stay a step ahead of the Eagles because we got to win that division. So all right, there you go. Happy Halloween. I'm going to go trick-or-treating as Dak Prescott this year. So hopefully I'll get some candy. But if not, I'll just steal some from my kids. So there you go, Week 9 NFL.